everyone. Welcome to Gurlfriendz. I'm Carrie Fitzsimmons.
And I'm Lacey Wilson.
And Lacey, I'm excited about tonight's show. We have some really good food around here. If you guys
We do. I think I'm going to have to dig into this.
I know. We're joined tonight with Emily Goodwin and Abby Bass, and we're talking about football, tailgating, that type thing.
And we have a wide array of fans in the house tonight.
Yeah.
We've got Tennessee Orange, we've got some Georgia fans, and we've got an Auburn fan too. So.
And Miss Pickle will join us later, and she's going to be talking about different tailgating recipes, and she's a Georgia fan too. Lacey and I are both Georgia fans.
She's the one who cooked up all these good desserts, I bet.
Yeah. So anyway, well, we'll bring on Emily and Abby. We'll go ahead and get started with you guys. And Emily, I know you from the MBA program we both went through, and Abby went to school with both Lacey and I. So tell us a little bit about your football experience.
Okay. Well, I have grown up an Auburn fan my whole entire life. My whole family, everybody was Alabama except for my granddad. So when I was younger, I used to hang out with him and just decided I was going to be an Auburn fan from the first time I could basically spell football. So from there moving forward, it's just always been Auburn.
And how about you, Abby?
I kind of have the same story as Emily. I grew up, my whole family was Tennessee fans, so I kind of just grew up in the Vols atmosphere, and I just became a Tennessee fan myself, and it's just always been Go Rocky Top in my family, and I love it, and it's great.
So you don't mind the little doggy that's on the table tonight, do you?
I would prefer a hound dog.
So, Emily, tell us about your trip to Arizona this past, was it January?
It was in January. Auburn, as you know, won the national championship in January, and
Go SEC.
yeah,
I will
SEC all
have
day.
to say that.
And probably, I think it was around, let's say, right when we beat Alabama last year. You know, we were down 24-0 and came back and won 28-27. And at that point, I said, we're going to national championship, and I will be there. So after the SEC championship, my friend Heather and I got together and said, let's go to Arizona. We're going to Glendale, and we're going to go to the game. We started watching ticket prices, and they were around $800 each.
Wow.
Yeah, so we kept thinking, they'll come down. We're not going to pay $800 for a ticket. But as the game got closer, tickets prices just skyrocketed out of control. So we actually went without any tickets. We just got on a plane and a hotel and just went to Arizona, and then luckily we found a random man on the street who was selling tickets and sold us two before the game.
Yeah, that's how it works sometimes.
Yeah, so we got
So
really
you
lucky.
really had no game plan. You were just going to Arizona.
We just said, you know what, we're going to be there. If they win, we'll just go celebrate in Glendale, and it worked out for us.
So what was your favorite part of that trip?
Favorite part of the trip had to be when there was 2 seconds left in the game, and it was tied 19-19, and West Byram kicked a field goal to win the game, and the whole stadium just went crazy. Blue and orange everywhere. It was just insane. I saw Cam Newton running around. Of course, he's my favorite, so it was just awesome.
And tell us about your favorite football experience.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, Tennessee is in a learning curve right now as we go through some experiences. I think Derek Dooley's going to take the team into greatness eventually. I think it's going to take a few seasons to get there. But honest to God, this is going to sound crazy, but my favorite and craziest football experiences are when I go to away games and people are yelling and crazy. I've been to the Alabama-Tennessee game for the past 3 years. And it is such a rush to get yelled at and even unfortunately thrown stuff at games here and there, but it makes it all the more fun. You feel the passion from everybody around you, and you love the fact, even if someone's yelling something you maybe don't want to hear, like go Alabama or go Georgia or go Auburn, you just love it. And I don't really know if I have one crazy experience, but I think really going to away games is my favorite and craziest thing about football, but it's my favorite too.
Yeah.
Abby, that's kind of what I was going to ask you, because we actually went to West Georgia together. It's like a mini reunion tonight. And there are a lot of Tennessee fans. Of course, we're right here in the Tennessee Valley, but the farther south you go, you get into a little more Georgia, Auburn territory.
And SEC gets heated.
It does.
It does.
So did you ever catch any flack, I guess, from people in college because you cheered for, a team that maybe wasn't as popular the farther south you went?
I did, because we went to West Georgia and Carrollton, Georgia, not that far from Athens, so around tons of Georgia fans. So, so we went to school surrounded by Georgia fans, and I did. Anytime I went to a football party or I went to a game or anything, it was red and black everywhere. And I actually just had a friend get married, and she had her wedding in Athens, Georgia. She was another West Georgia person, and I actually had to stay at the game day in Athens, Georgia. And where everything in that hotel is red and black and big G's everywhere. And it's overwhelming at times, but when you're a fan, you're a fan. And you love your team, and you just grit through. And when someone's saying go Dogs, you just say go Vols or whoever. Go Auburn
Or Eagle.
or Eagle. But being in Georgia, surrounded by Georgia fans, it was hard sometimes to cheer for when you felt like the minority, but
That's how I feel in my family. Been with all the Alabama fans. I'm the one Auburn.
I lived in Georgia for years, and it was a struggle, but Vols, hey, go every day.
It's kind of funny, too, even with us being at West Georgia. Granted, we loved our football team. It wasn't at the caliber that, the top SEC teams were. So you would still, cheer for Georgia, even if you went to West Georgia, So everybody's got a favorite team, it seems like. And even if it's a house divided, they still pull for their team.
Mm-hmm.
And I will say this. I think that the SEC as a whole is a very strong conference. And even if...
It's the best conference.
Yeah, and even if your team is not, if it's not playing another SEC team, I think SEC fans as a whole will still back a team like Auburn, when they played Oregon. Their crazy shoes.
Yeah.
Yeah, anytime anybody gets to a national championship or a bowl game, you have to cheer for the SEC.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, definitely. It's all SEC all the time.
And I will say go Tennessee, but go Wolves all the way.
That is true. That is true. Although technically we were the Braves for like 2-3 years.
Yeah, it
until
took
they
us a
changed.
while to find an identity.
Yes,
but
it was the West Georgia Braves, and so all the stuff I bought at West Georgia was the West Georgia Braves, and then they, decided it wasn't politically correct to be called the Braves, so they changed it to the Wolves.
What about the Atlanta Braves?
I know, but that's
they have enough money.
Can't touch that one. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so we're talking about tailgating foods. And real quick, why don't you tell us about your favorite tailgating foods? We talked a little bit about it before the show.
My favorite tailgating foods would have to be sausage balls. They're easy to make, and you can just take them, put them in a container, and everybody can eat them with your hands, and everybody loves them. This past weekend, we were actually at the Tennessee LSU game, and one of my friends, it was his birthday, so we took a cookie cake, and that fed like 30 people. So that was really, really big this weekend.
So you were at the Tennessee LSU game.
I was.
I'll be at
how
Tennessee,
did
Alabama
that
this weekend.
happen?
It just so happened I went with some friends, and it was Huck's birthday, so he got some tickets, so he's like, let's go. So I wore some orange and white Auburn gear that I had that just didn't say Auburn on it, but I cheered on the balls, and I'm actually going to the Auburn LSU game this Saturday in Baton Rouge, so I'm leaving tomorrow, heading down there.
Well, thank you for being here tonight.
I fit it in my schedule.
And what about you, Abby?
Definitely pigs in a blanket. And kind of like she said, sausage balls are so easy.
Yeah.
Pigs in a blanket, all you need is a, Pillsbury crescent roll pack and some mini wieners, and you're good to go. Just stick them in the oven. But yummy and good, and they're my favorite.
Well, thank you both for being here.
Yeah, and safe travels this weekend.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
You want to Tuscaloosa.
We're going to go on a quick commercial break, and when we come back, we'll be talking to Miss Wilma Pickle. Okay. The Key Fitness Center in Rock Spring is doing a special promotion for you football fans out there. If you go to your high school football game tomorrow night, get the program, take it to the Key, and you can get a special rate of $29 per month. If you have other people on your family plan, you can get that for $39. So it's a pretty good deal. So just go support your local home team. Take the program to Jack Silverman's The Key, located in Rock Spring, Georgia, and you'll get a discount.
The Melon Patch. With the crisp weather approaching, it's time to sit back and enjoy a nice bowl of warm soup and cornbread with sweet potato pie for dessert. There's only one place to go to get all three, the Melon Patch. Go visit Karen and the staff at the Melon Patch, located on Johnson Road in Chickamauga. Also, let the Melon Patch handle your catering needs and holiday parties this season. Call Karen at 706-375-7300 to hear about the options available to you. The Melon Patch, fresh food and friendly faces. Friday special, catfish. Saturday, fried chicken and chicken casserole. Hours are Monday through Saturday, 11 a.m. until 8 p.m., and Sunday, 11 a.m. until 2 p.m., and they are closed on Wednesday. Go see Karen at the Melon Patch.
Busy adults with little or no previous college experience and no time to attend traditional classes can now take advantage of Bethel University's College Start program from the comfort of their own homes. All Bethel students receive an iPad to facilitate learning and utilize an online learning management system that is intuitive and user-friendly. The coursework is designed to allow students to focus on one class at a time for 5 weeks before moving on to the next class. Students can create their own schedule for logging in to complete the work. Those with no previous college experience who have a GED, a high school diploma, or fewer than 30 hours of coursework can expect to complete their degree online in about half the time of traditional programs. For more information, call 1-877-4BETHEL. The next College Start online cohort starts October 29th. Well, hi, we're here with Miss Wilma Pickle from Wickedly Delicious, and she has a wide variety of cupcakes here for us to decorate. And Miss Pickle, why don't you tell us a little bit about your setup
Wickedly
here?
Delicious and everything?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, first of all, I derived my name Wickedly Delicious probably from my sons-in-law
Okay.
because they began calling me Wicked Wilma. I don't think I'm wicked. I'm not evil. But I've been assured that it means funny or hilarious, and I'm taking that to the bank because that's what my preacher told me.
Wicked can be a good thing.
That's right.
We
It's
have
just
a
that.
caller.
Oh, well, bring them on.
Hi, caller.
Yes, this is Edward Shoemate.
Hi.
Did you ever chase down my certificate?
We have it in the station. It's got your name on it.
It's at the station again.
It is. I promise.
Okay, because it wasn't the other day when I went.
Okay, if you try back now, it'll be here. I'll make sure. Okay, thank you. Hi, caller.
Hello.
Hi.
Those must be two handsome and intuitive son-in-laws that Wilma has. No, she's so wicked.
Is that one of your son-in-law?
I recognize his wicked voice anywhere. Okay.
You've got some good smelling stuff over here. Tell us what you've got.
Well, okay, these are, and actually I want to talk a little bit about tailgating too. Those
Okay.
girls that just spoke before me are absolutely football geniuses. I'm a Georgia fan, but Don't ask me about statistics, but I do like Mark Rick.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, he's easy on the eye.
Yes, he is.
Except his hair sometimes gets
Yeah, I know, but I mean,
You know,
never-
Derek Dooley's hair, I don't think it moves.
you can, a lot of
It's just
hairspray,
so
a lot of
perfect.
hairspray.
Those orange pants are awesome.
But everybody is so busy now. I mean, most all households have two work, the mother, and I only work one day a week and I stay busy, so I sympathize with those that work full time. So there's a lot of things that you can do. You don't have, cupcakes are great because you can pick them up. You don't need a fork. You just, when you get through, throw your paper away. But these are wickedly delicious cupcakes.
Okay.
Now, a mother doesn't have to prepare a wicked delicious cupcake. You can use a cake mix. These are pumpkin cupcakes, and these are really simple. They're delicious. They're real moist. All this is a spice cake mix, a can of pumpkin, and a cup of water. There's
That
no
does
oil,
sound
there's
good.
no eggs. They're real moist, and they do really good with just an icing. They're actually good like for a coffee cake too. And they can be made ahead. All cupcakes can be made ahead. They do great in the refrigerator.
Okay.
So if you've got a working mother that wants to go on a tailgate party that weekend, so much can be made ahead. The sausage balls that we've already talked about, this mix here can be made. There's another thing that's good called pea dip before I get into my cupcakes. And my daughter actually gave me this recipe. It's just a can of peas, drained, a can of choux pea corn, Rotel tomatoes, and Italian dressing.
Oh, I can smell it already.
And it just
Yeah.
gets better the longer it sits. And I put a few onions in there. But it's good, and you scoop it up with your Fritos. And that really travels well, because I'm thinking when you're on a tailgate, you don't have an outlet, you don't have all the accesses, like if you're having a football party. So that's a really good thing.
It looks
And-
very healthy too.
It's really good, and then pimento cheese does great.
So your pumpkin cupcakes.
Back to
What
them.
type of icing do you recommend on something
Well,
like that?
preferably for them, if I were going to ice them, all the time, I would use a cream cheese icing.
Okay.
Because the cream cheese enhances the flavor of the pumpkin. But because there's a shortage of, places to do everything, I made just my plain, this is my icing.
Okay.
This is homemade icing. But I was going to say about cupcakes, that what makes the beauty of them too is you can get your kids involved. Teenagers love it. You don't have to make icing. You can buy it in a can. They've got every flavor in the world. So you can let the kids make the cupcakes, let them take their own little can of frosting with them. They want chocolate, they want caramel, whatever. So that's another beauty in it. And I'm going to show you this little fellow.
You've got the little marshmallow on this fella, don't you?
Kids love to do this. This is just a regular cupcake that I've baked a marshmallow for a few minutes and gave him some eyes. And I sprayed him with color mist. This is available in all colors, and I think this would be cute, like when we ice these for Tennessee, you can get the orange mist. And what would you do for you? You could do the navy, or would you want to do orange and navy?
Orange and blue for sure.
Orange and blue,
Orange
that
and
would be
blue.
great. Yeah, I've actually made a cake with your colors before. And Tennessee sometimes is kind of yellow too, so I really think more orange, don't you?
It's very bright orange. It's
And they actually make this in red for Georgia.
Good.
blue.
So now, do we want, and this one is just a sample of what you can do if you want to make one look like candy corn.
Cute.
Okay, yeah.
This really does well on a big cupcake because you can take the big thing and really ice it.
Oh, he could zoom in on it.
Oh, you want him to zoom?
Yeah.
If you'll just hold it right up in front of the camera right there.
Uh-huh.
That way the folks at home can see.
It
And
is
that really
very
does look like candy corn.
Yeah.
So you just ran that through.
Yeah, what you do, this really works better if you use a big, one of these bigger. But you can do it with the little
Okay.
thing too. Just dip out your orange, your yellow, and your white. Try not to put the white in the middle because it will bleed more. But once you start that, it'll just twirl around.
Okay.
And another cute thing with cupcakes is if you start out with orange, don't worry about cleaning your bag. Just put another color and keep going. It makes them psychedelic.
Oh, cool.
Kind
that-
of like tie-dyed or
Yeah,
something.
tie-dyed.
Yeah.
I've done tie-dyed. So, do you girls want to try to ice a cupcake?
Yeah.
I actually
Do
took.
we get to eat the
You can eat it. You can eat one of the wickedly delicious ones.
Well, you know, we've got to eat all the good stuff before the sheriffs get here tonight.
Well, this is true.
Yeah.
Okay.
We
Now,
might share with them.
We might. We might. I
so
don't
you
know.
want to open your bag up. See your little, and I went ahead and put your tip and everything on. So do y'all want just ice white?
Sure,
start
yeah.
with?
I'm
The
gonna
wireless
try
button.
the Orange one.
And you just put it down in there and
Just because it matches your apron,
And let me
Carrie,
just
right?
tell y'all that I'm not a Tennessee fan. This was a gift. That's why.
But
I'm
Abby
color
is loving
conscious.
this apron over here.
I have on red and
Kinda
white
shake
and
it.
orange and white.
down.
Okay.
And you just knead it, kind of down there.
Okay.
And you're going to think this is so easy that you don't even need to go to the sugar shop and take lessons.
Oh, okay.
But no, really. I took 2 classes, and it's just really become a hobby. I don't really do a lot of it, but it is a lot of fun. And I make them for my family, and things like
I
that.
was about to say, I'm sure it comes in handy for gifts
Oh,
and
yeah.
birthdays and
And
things
you want
like
to keep
that.
squeezing it a little bit till it comes out. There it is.
And
Okay.
Miss Pickle, you do parties too, right?
I do. And you want my card to go up there real
Oh,
close
and we
and
have a
personal?
caller.
Now you just squeeze this and go around.
Hi, caller.
I know you can
Okay.
do it.
I don't know.
Hello. I just want to say hello tonight to Miss Wilma Pickle. That is the most precious woman you have on your show tonight. And she not only does marvelously wonderful well on her cupcakes, but everything she sets her hands to do, she accomplishes with greatness. And I just love her. And this is Kim Fitzsimmons. So I'm glad to see you tonight, Miss Wilma. Y'all have a good evening.
Thank you so much, Kim. I think you are terrific too. Kim and I met a few years back, and it was just she's just a pleasure to know.
How am I doing?
You are doing great. Let's do a close-up on her first cupcake.
Oh, you did
I don't
good.
know. I don't know.
Now, can we have the camera watch her eat it?
Yeah, I mean, I think I need to taste it to make sure I did right.
See how you did. Okay, you want to put some more in that and just see if you got psychedelic?
Yeah.
A little tie-dye
Let's do
going
that.
on.
We can just put some in there, or we'll do another white one. Let's do
Okay.
another white one, and then because we haven't got enough white in there that.
Now, you said this is the Wicked mix. This is not just your
That
ordinary cake mix, right?
No, that's a wickedly delicious cupcake.
What makes it so special?
Me.
No secret ingredient, right? Just the baker.
If I told you, I'd
I'm
have to
thinking.
kill you.
Okay.
Oh, we don't
What
want
about
that.
that? No, then I wouldn't be able to eat them.
Are we going to eat it on air?
Just go right ahead. And I'm going to mix you up a little bit of orange. Well, now, does it deserve
Well-
its name?
No, it does. It does. I'm just not so sure about the orange icing.
Oh, okay. Well, red is the hardest color to make. You have to absolutely put so much red food coloring in there.
I like the white. I think the white's good.
That's why I suggested the color mist. If you want to do I have made the cookie cakes, Georgia, and made them red and black. And these teenagers love them, and they'll eat it with 3 bottles of food coloring in it.
Oh, my
I mean,
goodness.
and that's about what it takes to make it, because you have to really. It's hard to make red or black. That's the 2 hardest colors to mix. In your food, your food coloring. And I like to kind of leave it not
Okay.
really mixed that good when I'm doing it. And this works real well on cookies, this icing.
And the orange could actually be for Halloween.
And cookies
too, I
are
guess,
good
yeah.
too, but they're so time consuming unless you just get some and you roll out of the freezer section.
We've got another
Hi,
caller.
caller.
Hello, Missy. This is Katrina Flaggerty.
Hey.
You are making me so hungry with all those cupcakes.
Let me tell you, we'll share if you want to drop by the station.
Oh boy, she's got a knack.
All
Look at
right.
that.
Oh, no,
Make
don't
me
speak
a
too soon.
Georgia
Work it,
cupcake.
work it.
Georgia fan.
You're a Georgia fan?
Yes, through and through.
Oh, goodness. I about messed up.
No, you haven't. There's no such thing as messing up on the cupcakes. You
Okay.
can just any way you
Oh, that
want to do
looks
it.
so good.
Now, when will the orange start
It
coming?
should. We had more white in there than we thought. We'll do another
Oh,
one.
there
You are
it
doing
comes.
a great job.
Thank you. Thanks for
Now
watching.
you can do one and you'll really see
You're
what.
welcome.
This is
Bye-bye.
her
Bye.
Rocky Top.
That I'm really not a Rocky Top.
I think that one's got Abby's name on it. Abby, you want a cupcake?
Abby, want a cupcake? It's a Rocky Top.
I'm loving this icing. I'm loving.
Now, where do you get your supplies? Where's a good place to get it?
Okay, I usually get, my powdered sugar and things like that. But, for my cake coloring and trays and things like that, Sugar Shop
Okay.
Off East Brandon
off
Road.
East Brand Road. And they are really terrific to work with. And that's where I took my classes.
Cooler.
But it just looks like you're a natural.
Oh,
wanna,
thank
you want to put some yellow in it and
Yeah. It's gonna have, the big craze right now is cupcakes.
Oh,
You
yeah.
have all the little cupcake shops, and I have seen some with icing this high.
And really, they're cute like that, but who wants that much icing? I mean,
Well,
it's all icing and no cupcake.
I did eat one. It was good, but I got a headache. It was good though.
But you can, I'm not knocking the big fat cupcakes, you can do that.
But it's
But
almost
really
a little
sweet.
too much.
Yeah.
But cupcakes are really the rage right now.
Yes.
And they're actually using them in weddings. And
Yeah, they make like the cupcake towers instead of the wedding cake now.
we did one. My granddaughter, Jessica, is quite talented in anything. She's never had a lesson in cake decorating, and she can out decorate me 2 to 1.
Wow.
And she actually can do her bags without getting sticky at the top. I haven't learned that knack. I'm real messy. I wear an I Love Lucy apron at home, but it was so stained I couldn't bring it. It covers me up to my chin.
So, Miss Pickle, if there was a lady out there who maybe wanted to try something new, whether it be baking or a new venture at work, and maybe she was just a little bit afraid, what advice would you give her?
Just go for it.
Go for it.
I mean, I am a jack of all trades, but master of none.
Now, I don't believe that because you look like you're mastering these
I've
cupcakes.
actually made this statement, I don't know what I want to be when I grow up. I like to do everything. I've written a book. That was a couple of years ago, and the name of that is Ridgeview. It's a fiction.
We're going to have you back on and talk about that with your sister because she wrote one too.
She did. Hers is memoirs.
Okay.
And she has just really, really taken off on it. She actually wrote her book probably within 2 months.
Wow.
She just took the class and just flew with it. And I liked fiction better. But I like to quilt. I like to do a lot of things. So I would say don't be afraid to do anything if you want to do it.
Just try.
I mean, try it. I mean, who's going to be grading you on it?
Yeah, we're past that now, right? We
Right,
got
right.
We got
I
out
mean-
of school. We don't have to worry about that anymore.
Look at her. Look at this cupcake she did. Now she's going to do one that's got yellow in it. Somebody's going to eat these babies because I'm trying to diet.
Now, how do you diet when you bake this yummy stuff?
You give it away, don't
Maybe
you?
you'll get you some yellow out.
Maybe so. We'll put that one right
Yeah.
there. Okay.
And so tell us about, you've got some no-bake cookies over here too, and some
Okay,
Chex Mix.
those are these? Let me give Kim Fitzsimmons some praise here.
No
if,
bake cookies.
If I could. She has, and I don't have my glasses. I think I've left them in my car. That is a crab apple casserole.
This one is.
Over
The
there.
one at the
And it
end,
looks
uh-huh.
delicious.
And then there's seconds from a
The no-bake
snack
cookies, and
on the cake
I'm
plate
thinking
here.
that the no-bake cookies are chocolate and sugar and
The-
probably maybe either Rice Krispies.
Yeah, and I can put all those recipes on the blog, so if they want to check that out, they can.
And this
And the
mix in the
oats, too, I
middle
think.
now is the pretzels and the long pretzels, the chocolate pretzels, the M&Ms, and the little chess. What do you call those?
Oh,
little-
Chex Mix.
Yeah, Chex Mix,
Mhm.
and all that mixed together, and it's really good. It gives you that sweet and salty effect.
Oh, so Carrie's finished this one,
Well,
and it's
it's
got some
kinda got a
yellow
lot of
with it.
icing on it.
But that looks pretty good, Carrie. I think you did a good job with this one.
Thank you.
And let's see, what else do we have over there?
We've got what is meatballs to go? So they're
Yeah.
on skewer sticks over there.
That's good. And another thing you can do on the healthy side is you can slice apples. And if you'll dip your sliced apples in some salt water and then drain them back off, they won't darken on you. And they're real good. And you can buy the little already made caramel in the store. And they're real good. You can just dip them and eat them, and then you don't have any mess there. That's
Okay.
something good you can have.
And they mentioned pigs in a blanket earlier, but another thing you can do with those little weenies is put them in barbecue sauce in your crock pot if you're at home. And that's what we have in here, which I don't know if he would be able to get a shot of that. But it's fairly simple, isn't it, Miss Pickle?
Yes, it is. And that's another good item, especially if you're having a football party at home. There's no limit to it. I mean, you can do all kinds of things. You can have your cheese balls, your dip. You can have the cheese dip that you put the rotel in. So, I mean, you can just feast all day, like on the New Year's, when
Yes,
all the football
yes.
games are on. My daughter always has this big bash, and she comes alive with everything. So, I was trying to think of more things. I think Kim was too, that you could actually have on a tailgate that you don't have an outlet for.
Right, because that would take away a
And-
lot of the
Right.
electrical stuff.
And doesn't require a lot of, and with the weather cool right now, I don't think you'd have any trouble with P-dip. I don't think you'd have any trouble with pimento cheese. And another good way to do the pimento cheese, it can be made way ahead. And I like to use a little cream cheese in it and my sharp cheese. If you use like 3 different cheeses in it, it really gives it that extra bite.
Oh, I bet.
And then a little bit of mayonnaise. And if you want to spice it up, chop up a jalapeno.
Oh, wow.
So, and that goes good. You can put it on crackers, on croissants. You can, I mean, you almost make a meal with that. And
Do you have a
pretty
good
healthy.
salsa recipe?
well, I wish I could ask my daughter about that. Maybe she'll call in.
Okay, call us if you have any
I'm
recipes.
asking Melissa Medeiros to please call in with her salsa recipe because it is absolutely awesome. And she's very well known for it.
A lot of people like chili this time of year, whether it be for tailgating or just for one, Saturday evening. They're just around the house.
Chili is wonderful right now. You're getting a call.
Hi, caller.
Can you turn down your TV?
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you?
She needs to turn down her TV.
Hello?
Hey, we're still here.
Oh, okay. Is the TV down there?
Yes.
Okay, I'm the daughter she's talking about with the salsa recipe.
Okay.
Well, let us hear it.
Okay, what I usually do is, if you want to make it quick and you don't have fresh tomatoes, get you a large can of your diced tomatoes.
Okay.
Okay, and you want to chop them in your food processor just a little. You want to use your pulse button. You don't want to just make them mush. Just, pulse them like 2 or 3 times.
Uh-huh.
And then you want to get, depending on how hot you want it, I do like 2 to 3 jalapenos and leave the seeds in it, and a small onion, and salt, and some fresh garlic. And kind of mince that and chop that up real small in your food processor. Add it to your tomatoes. Add some salt, like a teaspoon of lime juice. And then you want to chop up like 2 tablespoons of fresh cilantro and put in it. And it's great.
Your mom just said, ask her about cilantro. You read her mind.
You can make it hotter if you want to, but yeah, that's what we usually do, and it's really great.
That sounds good. Sounds
Yeah.
real good. Do you use the tortilla chips that you can dip out? Like the scoop kind?
I do, and sometimes I make my own homemade tortillas. Have y'all ever done that?
No. Have you?
No, I haven't. But how do you do that?
You get the corn tortillas, and you chop them like in eighths. You put them like on a cutting board and cut them into eighths. And then you can either bake them in the oven if you want to do a low fat, or you can fry them in oil for like 3 to 5 minutes until they start to get brown. And you want to take them out and drain them on paper towels and salt them, and they're wonderful.
Yum.
That
Better than
Sounds
anything
good.
you can get in the restaurant. Yeah,
That sounds great.
yeah.
Well, do you have any more recipes?
Come on
Yeah,
now.
but I'm not going to steal y'all's thunder. So y'all are having a great time. So tell my brother that I love her, and your show is wonderful.
Thank you for
Thanks for
watching.
calling in.
Bye.
Do y'all want to decorate some more?
Sure. Can you have Charlie zoom in on that little monster?
Yes.
Because he is so cute, and I think kids
I
would
did
love
these
to
for
do that.
Halloween last year, and I did purple, like the purple people eater.
Uh-huh.
And you can actually give him
cute.
like a little whiskers
Oh,
with licorice.
Are the eyes?
You buy those like at the sweet shop, or they
Okay.
probably have those at Walmart too. I'm not sure, but I know I get mine at the sugar shop, and they come in small eyes. But I think big eyes are better.
Yeah.
The bigger, the better to see.
Bulgy monster.
But they're really simple to make. I actually put him on one of my wickedly delicious cupcakes. And but really, they're good too. The eyes, you can eat the eyes. They're kind of like hard candy. But I like marshmallows anyway.
I do too,
Yeah.
especially
And
roasted marshmallows.
this is
Oh,
one of
yeah.
the giant marshmallows. And to do that, usually when I make them, I'm making like a whole tray of them. Because last year we had a Halloween party. Our church came over. Rock Point is my church.
Okay.
Right here in Fort Lothrop. It's a wonderful place. And anyway, the church came over and we had like a little, outside thing. We made a lot of treats. But you can put those on like a piece of parchment paper, or I use wax paper because your oven's going to be at a very low temperature. Actually get those marshmallows all puffed up. And if you get a good buy on marshmallows, like if you want to buy one of the big bags, obviously you're never going to use all those at one time.
Right.
Marshmallows freeze well.
Good to know.
And also cupcakes freeze well.
Okay. So how long could you freeze them before you'd have to do something with them?
I've frozen them as high as a month or so.
Okay.
We found that out by accident one year when we were making a snowman cake that we were going to have at our church party. We made the snowman and froze him. No pun intended. And we left him in the freezer for quite a while. He would have melted if we'd have taken him out. But anyway, when we iced him and everything, he was a hit. He was so moist. It was like it just gave it that little extra pizzazz.
Hi, caller.
Yes, I have a comment for Miss Wilma.
Okay, go ahead.
Hey, Miss Wilma, this is David from church.
Well, hello, David, with the wonderful voice. How are you?
I'm doing just fine. I can't believe it. I know a TV star.
Well, I know it's going to be all the papers tomorrow. My agents will be calling and everything.
You'll have to ask for her autograph at church now.
Well,
Hey, she might be on
I know you
YouTube,
before
too.
you got big and famous.
Well, that's good. Well, I got to know you before you got famous because you have a voice that could go to Nashville tomorrow.
Oh, do you
you
sing?
just said that.
Singer.
He
You
sings
sing?
beautifully. He
Okay.
sings at our church, and we have a wonderful praise team. But he sings solos a lot, or with a duet or whatever, and he's really good. And he's a nice guy.
So your name is David.
Yes,
Do
but
you
I
have a
just-
favorite
y'all were
football
asking
team?
for some of Miss Wilma's recipes,
Yeah.
and we have them coming out in a cookbook before Christmas.
Oh, really?
This is true, and it's going to be. If I can put a little plug in.
Absolutely.
This cookbook is going to be, correct me if I'm wrong, David, the youth are sort of in charge of this. And
Yes,
the
ma'am.
proceeds are going to help the homeless mission they've started. Am I correct, or is part of it going for Teen Tree?
No, it's going to be more for the homeless.
Okay. Our young people, I want to brag on them a little bit if I can at our church while David's on there. My grandson happens to be one of the leaders, and I'm very proud of him. He's 18 years old and very dedicated. But we've got a really good bunch of young people at our church, and they've actually started a homeless mission. They have been going into Chattanooga, taking food. When the tornadoes hit, they went into the Sand Mountain, the very low poverty areas where they didn't really have a lot of insurance and things, and they did a remarkable job. They cut trees and did everything, and I'm just proud of a bunch of young people that are already doing things to serve the Lord and glorify Him.
Yes, that's great. That's great. So
So the
David,
cookbooks will be available soon, won't they, David?
Yes, ma'am. They'll be back the week before Christmas.
and they can get them at your church?
Do you know how much they'll be and where all they'll be available?
Yes, ma'am. They'll be $12, and you can get them at the church, or you can get them on the website, heismyrock.com.
Oh, yeah,
Heismyrock.com. So you heard that. If you want a cookbook, they come out in.
The week
First
before
of-
Christmas.
probably, yeah, right
That
before
that'll be a
Christmas,
good Christmas gift.
Right, and there's a lot of recipes in there from my daughter.
And from you?
Well, there's several from me. My problem is that I don't use a recipe a lot, and I make it up as I go. I mean, I don't measure everything, so it's kind of difficult to put a lot of recipes in for me.
So David, what's your favorite football team?
Go Dogs.
Okay, good. Well, thank you for calling in.
Thanks. Love you, Miss Wilma.
I love you, and I cannot leave this show without saying that I like Alabama too. I'm sorry, folks, but Georgia has my heart. But I have another son. One of my son-in-laws is Alabama, and one is Georgia.
You know, I'll say this because Georgia rarely plays Alabama. I'm with you.
Right.
Sorry,
I mean, if
girls.
it's not Georgia, it's Alabama. I mean, let's face it, we bleed red.
Whether it's crimson or
That's right. So, I mean, I could not do my other son-in-law that way because everybody in their house is a Alabama fan except my granddaughter.
and who does she
She's a
like?
Georgia.
Okay, so
But-
it's one or the other.
Yeah.
Miss
So,
Wilma, can we do one more cupcake and sprinkle
Yes.
it with the green?
oh, yes, I want you to.
Oh, the spray, yeah.
Hi,
Okay,
caller.
that'd be good.
Yes, hello. I hate to have to correct my mother, but both of her son-in-laws are Alabama fans.
I'm sorry. I thought that's right. One of my daughters is Alabama and one's Georgia.
But I'm enjoying your show immensely.
I stand
Good, thank
corrected.
You tried to convert them, didn't you?
She was just trying to convert them.
You know, when you're shooting from the hip,
and
you make
also,
mistakes.
Honey, you can tell her that Honey said for her to stand up.
Enough short jokes. I'm already standing on a stool.
In her defense,
Oh,
I
I
will
love
talk.
you.
I actually kicked my shoes off, not really,
Okay.
not
Now,
realizing.
who's gonna
that
Thank
they
you
were
for
watching.
underneath, Yeah.
And then we're
Okay,
gonna
so this
spray
one
it.
I'm just squeezing, all right? Okay.
Just however you want to do it.
Okay.
And now while
goodness.
she's doing that, I am going to give them your information.
That sounds
Because I don't
great.
know if the camera could zoom in
Okay.
on it well. Anyway, this is Wilma Pickle with Wickedly Delicious. Her phone number is 706
I
375
like a lot of icing, Miss Wilma.
6320. And you can reach her on email at thewimp, WIMP, 1941 at yahoo.com. And tell us about what you can do for people. Like if they want an order of cupcakes, or do you do
Okay.
anything else?
I make cakes.
Okay.
I make cupcakes. I do a lot of cookies. Cookies are really big. Cookies take more time, but they're a lot of fun, and I make a lot of different ones. For fall, you know, you can do the asters, the mums, pumpkins, of course, and then at Halloween, there's just all kinds of things out there. And Christmas. Last year, I did a lot of Christmas cookies and decorated them a lot of different ways.
It needed more icing.
My granddaughter kind of helps me when I make cakes because she's
Okay.
got that finishing touch. But we've actually made a cake for a wedding.
Really?
So that was a pretty big accomplishment
That
for
is.
me because I really don't feel like I'm in this big time or anything. I'm certainly not doing it to make a living because I don't spend that much time with it.
Well, let me just give you a plug because you did cupcakes for me for my graduation party, and they were divine. They were so good. In fact, they were gone within a matter of minutes. People couldn't just eat one. They had to have two.
Thank you. I
Yes.
appreciate that. Okay, now this color mist that I told you about, it comes, I think, in almost every color.
And they can get this at Walmart or the grocery
I
store.
think you probably can get this, probably you could get it at some of the grocery stores,
Okay.
and I would definitely think Walmart or the sugar shop. There's just a lot of places that have that now. There is a Wilton aisle,
Oh, in the craft stores. too.
yeah, craft stores. I think Hobby Lobby even has this too. I'm not sure how much this costs. It's not really expensive, but you get a lot of sprays out of it. I would advise not letting it get too hot. I think I had one can, it kept bleeding all over me today. I kept having to
okay.
wash the screen off. But it's really easy. You just,
Okay,
now I've
yeah.
got a green hand. I've got a paper towel down here. But
That just makes it.
yeah,
Tie
and you
it
can
down there.
you can do all colors. But if your icing were white and you wanted just to go around it with it, and then there's the sugar sprinkles. I should have brought some of those. They're a lot of fun. And just you could even go even more decorative by putting the sugar sprinkles on there.
I bet that would be, if it was white, you could do a lot of cool things for Christmas too.
Oh yeah, we did. We made a lot of Christmas things, and Christmas is a wonderful time anyway. It's one of my Thanksgiving and Christmas are one of my favorite times. But we make the little Christmas tree cookies, and do them green, and you could just put the little silver beads. You buy the little candy beads. I don't think there's anything out there that you can't buy. I'm convinced. What's left to invent? I mean, anytime you think about something, it's out there. You can get it.
Yeah.
So anyway, there's just all kinds of things, and I would advise anybody that wanted to start decorating cupcakes, bake you a batch of cupcakes and just buy you some icing in the store. I mean, you don't have to, but I can give you the recipe for icing.
Yeah, what do you use?
What I do, I usually make a double batch because I usually need that, by the time I do 24 cupcakes. So if you take a cup and a half of Crisco and 4 pounds of, the 2-pound bag of brown sugar, not the brown sugar, of confectionery sugar, the 2 pound, and I use something called meringue powder, and you can buy it at the grocery store,
Okay.
at the sugar shop, and I just put like a heaping teaspoon. It just gives the icing a little bit more stability. You want a little bit of ice water,
Okay.
and I put, in this particular batch, put 2 spoons of butter flavoring and 1 spoon of regular vanilla. I like the regular vanilla better than I do the clear colored. Seems like it has a little more flavor. But just beat that with your ice water. And what you want to do, what I do is after I measure my Crisco, I put some ice in a cup. And it probably takes 8 to 10 tablespoons of ice water to beat that to that consistency. It's better to start with less water. And there's nothing about this icing that will go bad.
Okay.
It can be kept for a long time. In fact, it can sit at room temperature for some time because it's not got any milk products or butter in it.
Okay.
The butter flavoring. I think a few years ago they got a scare about icing being made with milk. And it would be fine if somebody wanted to put milk or butter in it if you were going to eat it right away. But I guess there's just a little fear that something might sit out and somebody might get food poisoning. I don't know. But anyway, there's nothing in there but I can keep that in the refrigerator for several weeks if I wanted to.
Okay.
And it's fine, there's nothing wrong with it. So that's a good pointer for there. Oh, and on the pumpkin cupcakes, I want to say one other thing. I made part of mine with, I chopped up some pecans
Oh.
and put in there, and that gave it a little extra. And I don't know if any of these had the nuts in them or not. I hope I brought some with nuts. If I brought one with a purple binder, and I didn't, I brought the wrong ones. But anyway, they were good.
But
with
they
the
could
nuts.
add them in that mix.
They could
And
add
tell
them.
us again what that consists of.
For this, and it really would probably be a low calorie treat.
Okay. 'Cause
And it would be good
pumpkin's
for you.
yeah.
It's a Duncan Hines spice cake mix.
Okay.
It's 1 can of pumpkin, just the Libby regular size can. It's 1 cup of water, and that's it. And you beat it for like 2 minutes. I usually beat a minute and scrape and then beat a couple of minutes and bake them for about 20 minutes. Now you notice that they don't get real fat like mine because I think there's no eggs in them.
Because they don't rise.
And it's heavy. The pumpkin gave it that density.
Uh-huh.
But they're really, really moist. And I think these would be really good like as for a coffee cake.
Yeah.
But I really think they would be good with walnuts too. I did not have any walnuts, but I really think that walnuts would be a really good taste for that. And so there is my cupcake story.
Okay, so today on our Facebook page, we asked the question of what people's favorite tailgate foods are. And Matt said that one of his favorite tailgate foods well, he said he didn't really tailgate, but his favorite fall food was like pumpkin bread.
Mm-hmm.
Do you make bread?
I do. I have not made any pumpkin bread to sell, but I do make it. I make it. It's good. I also make zucchini bread.
Oh.
It is very good. And
I've actually heard of somebody who made a cake, like a
You can-
chocolate cake out of zucchini.
Really?
if you will get on the internet and pull up zucchini recipes, there is probably 100 or more things you can do with zucchini. It has
Wow.
got to be one of the most versatile.
And I never in a million years would have thought to put it in a chocolate cake, but
Oh.
they
Well,
say it's
I
pretty
have
good.
actually seen the recipe for that, and you can make lasagna with it. You can make chocolate cake with it. You can fry it. You can bake it. You can saute it. I mean, it's just a versatile food. And pumpkin is too. And pumpkin is really good for you. I think a lot of times people think pumpkin pie.
Yes.
And I mean, I do love pumpkin pie and put some Cool Whip on top. I mean,
Yeah.
it doesn't get much better than that. But there's a lot of other things you can do with it.
Absolutely.
So you just have to kind of look outside the box.
What is the pumpkin roll-up bread? I guess they put cream cheese in the middle.
I think I've never made that, but there's a lady in Chickamauga that sells a lot of pumpkin loaves, Joey, down at J.A. Barbershop. And everybody, she just gets orders from everywhere. She's really sweet. Anyway, I think you make that bread in a long jelly roll because you don't want it to be real thick. And then you make your cream cheese mixture, which I guess would be sugar and cream cheese, and I'm not sure what else. But you spread that on there, and then you roll it up, sort of like I would do my cinnamon rolls.
Okay.
If I do my cinnamon rolls, I'll make yeast bread, roll it out, make my cinnamon sugar, roll that up, and then cut it and bake it. So
Okay.
I think the pumpkin bread is on that line. You roll it up.
Okay.
So
And-
what's your favorite tailgate food?
Oh,
You
my.
could take one
Yeah.
thing
If I
with
could
you.
just take one thing right now with me, well, I'm a junk food junkie. I would probably take the mix. The
Yes,
pretzel
it's got a
mix.
little bit of everything in
Uh-huh.
it.
I would probably take that and a big old glass of ice water or maybe a Diet Coke.
Sweet tea.
Sweet tea would be good
Yeah.
if you had
Or
some sweet tea.
even apple cider this time of year.
Yeah, apple cider. A lot of people make their apple cider in a crock pot.
I make my apple butter in the crock pot.
Yes, I have done that too. That's
And
good.
it's good, and your whole house smells so good. And that's real good to do that. And you actually can make your applesauce that way.
Hi, caller. Hi, caller.
Yes, where did you say the recipes would be available? On what blog?
Yeah, if you.
I'll hang up where I can get it.
Okay, Charlie, can you put that screen back for us? If you go to Gurlfriendz265.blogspot.com, those recipes will be up sometime tomorrow. And if you have a question about a particular one, you can email me at that address, and I'll get it for you.
I think Girlfriends has an N in there, so make sure it's GURLFRINDZ
Yeah.
265.blogspot.com.
Spelled kind of funny.
We want to make sure you can get it. You can also find us on Facebook too.
Yes. Now, Miss Pickle, we're going to do a giveaway real quick, and I think we have another melon patch
Oh, good.
gift certificate. And you know what, Karen? I saw her today, and Karen told me that she's going to have chili this weekend. So if somebody didn't want to do chili in a crock pot, they could just go and let the melon patch do it for them.
That would be good.
Yeah. So let's do call number 5 tonight.
Okay.
Feeling adventurous.
Caller number 5, and that gets free dinner and a drink.
It's a meal. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
at
a meal with the
melon
melon patch. Oh, wow.
Uh-oh. You were caller number 1, so caller
Four more
number
to
5.
go.
Yeah, caller number 5.
Got caller number
Ooh,
2.
we're lit
Hi,
up.
caller. You're number 2. They really want to win it. Hi, caller. You're number 3. You're number 4.
You say free melon patch, and they are on
Okay,
the
one
phone.
more. One more. Okay. Oh, we have 2. Hi, caller.
This is Evelyn Shoemake.
Okay. You get to pick up your melon patch card.
Along with my hair thing.
Yes. Now,
All right.
all right. Do you have a favorite recipe?
Oh, yes, I do.
Well, thank you for watching.
Okay,
Hi, caller.
Oh, they didn't win.
They got discouraged.
Thanks for calling, everybody.
Yes, thanks for calling. So, any last